I am Nick Shell.
And I am Mario Garcia.
And together we are Jeep Hombres. We need to talk about having the top off a Jeep Wrangler. So last week I made it my experiment to take off the Freedom tops, the T-tops. And I looked at my phone and I was like, okay, Monday through Wednesday, there's 0% chance of rain, partly cloudy, but mainly sunny. And I have a garage here, so it's like, I'm just gonna leave them off for 3 days straight. I'm gonna drive to work, I'm gonna leave it in the parking lot. I can see it from my window, on the 3rd story where I work. We're good, it's not gonna rain. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this out and drive without. Now, see if you can predict where the story goes. What was I not prepared for in driving? It can take me up to an hour sometimes to get home or to get to work. What was I not prepared for having the top off?
There's no rain.
There was no rain.
I would say the sunburn. Yep.
Here's what I now keep in my glove box. So, fortunately, I did already have my sunglasses on, which I'm going to keep on for the duration of this this video. So I did have these. So that helped. But when you're not used to having any, it's different for all the cars I've ever reviewed on my blog before. Remember, I am a legendary, did you know that about me?
I did not.
See, here's something, now you'll learn.
Yeah.
For 4 solid years, I was the official daddy blogger of Parents Magazine. So with that came the fact that brands were sending me free stuff. They wanted to be endorsed. So they would send me free vehicles for a whole week for my family to drive, full tank and gas. And so that's why if you Google my name and Toyota, Lexus, all these Chevy, you'll see the many car reviews that I've done.
Yeah.
And lots of videos that I've done on my 2 channels over the years too. And a lot of the times, and Hyundai was really good about this, they would have these complete double sunroofs or whatever, but you still have glass and it's still tinted. It's not the same as having
nothing,
just sun on you. So last Monday, first day I was trying out the T-tops. I'm driving home. Should have only taken me maybe 25 minutes to get home, but then a flatbed tractor trailer turned over on I-65. And there was no point in getting the interstate. I saw that. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the back roads. They weren't much better, but it was still better than just being stuck on the interstate. And I was driving towards the sun. I drive towards the sun on the way to work, and the way home, I'm still driving towards the sun based on where it moves to.
Yeah. So
I had the sunglasses, but the whole time I'm driving, and I'm trying to shift gears, but then do this, because I feel it on my head. And for my birthday, which was a few weeks ago, my wife did get me my Jeep Wrangler hat, which I've shown before, along with my Jeep Wave shirt here. But what I had failed to do is I failed to actually put the Jeep hat in the glove box, which I now have. In case you haven't seen this before, this is my Jeep Wave shirt. But I did not keep this in the glove box. Lesson learned, it now is in the glove box. You wouldn't necessarily realize it makes that much of a difference.
Yeah. Huge difference.
Do what?
Huge difference.
Huge difference. So by Tuesday and Wednesday, I had that, and it wasn't a big deal. Do you keep a cap in your?
Actually, whenever I take the top off and the doors off, I always drive with a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's when it's beautiful outside, I think in my brain I just know it's gonna be sunny, so I just throw a hat on. I have lost 2 hats.
I was wondering that because when I was driving, I'm like, if I was going 70 on the interstate right now, in theory, this could come off.
Yep. Yeah. So that happened to me twice. I lost 2 hats. It's so sad. I thought I had them tight around my head to begin with, so actually what I do now is I turn the hat backwards whenever I drive, and
But then it doesn't keep your eyes from.
It doesn't keep my eyes. I mean, I'll have sunglasses on, but yeah, it doesn't keep my eyes covered. But
what about sunburn? Because that was the thing for me. It's I don't even sunburn that easy, but on that day, an hour and a half driving to the sun.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely gotten sunburned a couple times. I'll always kind of roll up the sleeves a little bit, and do that. But I will put sunscreen on. I have a tattoo. I don't know if you see me, but the sun's probably the worst thing for a tattoo. So I definitely put on sunscreen now whenever I have the door out. I actually do have sunscrreen in the car, in the Jeep right now. Yep. So
dude, that was part of what I wanted to ask you about. It's like,
yeah,
what's standard to have? You know, as like I just feel that when you own a Jeep, there's just certain things you keep with you in the Jeep that most people wouldn't have. And when we compared our two Jeeps, you know, you've got with a first aid kit. I typically keep in the hydraulic jack just to try to help out anybody else. But yeah, so sunglasses, hat,
a hat. I'll always take a rain jacket with me in the event where we do get just like a little cloud of rain or something like that, or it's a windbreaker as well. So that's something that if it does get too cold at night, or if I stay at a friend's house much later and it's cold driving back, I'll have something that I can cover up if I have the top off. Because at night it does get pretty cool. So that's something that I do as well.
Like I already said, I also keep a blanket and a pillow in there too, mainly just to cushion the T-tops if I've got them back in there. But I don't know. I think it's always good to have that back there.
Yeah.
So I guess that's everything I keep with me. Yeah. But man, it's like the main thing is a hat and glasses. Is the main thing you need. So lesson learned. And that's why I did that. I wanted to experiment with it. You know, the thing I didn't have to worry about was that I would get rained on. I already knew there was no chance of rain.
It's happened to me.
Really?
Yep.
Even though when there was no chance of rain?
Yep. Yeah.
Were you driving out of town?
No. So it was like a 10%. Like when I checked the weather, it was like 10% chance, and then all of a sudden, there's just a large amount of precipitation, and it just downpoured. And so I was stuck at a red light, and definitely I looked to my left, and I saw the person next to me recording a video of me in this torrential downpour.
You got shared on Facebook.
I'm just stuck. And so I've definitely been that person. But then even then, like I didn't care. Going back to that whole like the vibe that you have with the Jeep, I didn't care. Like my seats, they're all weather. They got wet. They're gonna dry out.
What about the stereo?
Stereo didn't. Nothing bad happened to the stereo. I mean, it was awesome. I just didn't care. It was like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. So yeah, it's definitely unfortunate, but if you have a Jeep, I would say experience it once. Or don't. I don't know. Yeah,
I am curious, and I think this would be a good place to pass the torch as far as for Jeep owners. What's in your kit? What do you keep in your kit? What do you? If there's something beyond what we've said hat, we said sunglasses, first aid kit, hydraulic jack, sunscreen. These are all things that I even keep a blanket and a pillow again for the T-tops, but also because I got kids, and that's always a good thing to have in there too. So what are we leaving off? Maybe we need to learn something that I need to be carrying around in there. I don't know. So, but definitely glasses, definitely hat. That's a must. You must have a hat. So you take it away right here in the comments.